Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In this video, I will be showing you guys the full makeover process of my new art studio. If you guys have seen my previous room makeover video, which is this room, which is almost at 1 million views right now, so go watch that if you haven't already. But yeah, that was my bedroom makeover, and I had a separate area in my bedroom for my art desk where I created all of my YouTube videos, but I've always wanted a separate space for that, so I finally decided to start this project. Before getting started with the makeover part of the video, let me first show you guys the space that I will be working on. So this room is on the top floor of my house. It is an open space, which means there's no door to enter the room. The door that you see leads to the terrace. It has two huge windows that brings in a lot of light. It currently has some hardly used workout equipment, and I just thought that this was such a waste of space for such a beautiful room, so I decided to turn it into my art studio. It also has these beautiful terracotta tile floors, which I think is another highlight of the room. Okay, so now that I've shown you guys the space, I also want to talk about the vibe that I want for this room. I created this mood board using a lot of Pinterest pictures. So what I want is a lot of neutral base colors, because since this is going to be my art studio, I will probably be hanging up a lot of my art on the walls, and I don't want the room wall colors or anything to clash with any of my paintings. Obviously, I want a lot of aesthetic decor and maybe some floating shelves. I'm not really sure about that, but that is how I imagine the finished studio to look like. For this mood board to come to life, I created a list of things that I needed to change in the room and a list of things that I needed to add. So now that I have a certain vision for this room, let's get it prepped, because it has a lot of random things and a lot of dust. We got the paint finally, and it is this one. It is the Berger Easy Clean Luxury Emulsion Interior Wall Paint, and it is in the shade Lilies of the Valley. I also got a paintbrush, and I also got a roller brush. The reason I get the Easy Clean paint is because since it's going to be my art studio, there might be times that I get paint on my walls, but you just need to clean it with a damp cloth. Usually just a damp cloth works fine, but sometimes I mix it with a little bit of soap and the stain comes right off. Now I just need to stop wasting time, so let's get started. This is where we're at. The first coat is completely done, and you can still see the difference between the white and the gray, but the second coat, this is the second coat, this is looking pretty good.
A few inches later.
So this is after 3 coats of paint, and I think it's looking really good. The room already looks so much brighter, and that is the base for the room done. So let's get started with the curtains. So I already have a bunch of extra net curtains that we use around the house. So all I needed to do was find out the right match for this room because they're of different length. And I want the curtain length to be just above the floor because I think it makes the room look so much bigger than it already is. So I just took out the whole bundle, figured out which curtains match each other, and got to work. This actually took me a lot longer than what I've put in the video, but if you want to see the fuller version, I did a vlog series for this makeover and you can watch that. I will link it in the description. This is what the curtains look like, and this is exactly how I imagined it would be like. It makes the room look so bright and airy and a lot bigger than what it actually is. Let's move on to the furniture or storage situation of the room. These are some extra storage units that I have lying around. This used to be where I stored all of my school books when I was in school, and it just has random things in it now, and I thought that it would be the perfect fit for this room, but I just needed to do a quick furniture flip. So at first I really wanted to repaint the whole storage unit, sand it down and then paint it a brighter color, but it turns out hand sanding is really hard, and I did give it a try. I tried a little test patch and then I realized there's no way I was going to be able to do the whole storage unit by myself. So I decided to go with some wallpaper. I already had this wallpaper and I think I've used it in previous DIY projects as well. This is how it turned out. It kind of gives a vintage vibe, if that makes sense, but the wallpaper is like a textured color. I think it adds a little bit of more character to it, and I just love how it turned out. I think it will look really great in the room, and it has so much space inside. I think I can store all of my art supplies in it. Now let's talk about the furniture layout. This room layout was my original plan for the room. I tried this layout for almost a month and then decided on changing it again because it just didn't work for me. At first, when I planned it this way, I thought that I would love looking out the window when I was painting or when I was filming videos, but it just turns out I get distracted really easily and I just couldn't get any work done because I kept looking out the window. So I decided to change the room layout again. And this time I want the desk facing the wall so that I don't get distracted by anything, and I can decorate the wall as well so that it kind of gives the vibe of my old desk because I really love that setup. So let's rearrange the furniture again. Now all that's left is the best part, which is decorating the room, and that is my favorite part as well. So let's get started. So before I show you guys the final reveal of the room, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and all of the makeover series. Please don't forget to leave a like if you did and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And here is my new art studio.